process has been pretty good, but at first, before Dylan was in the band, it was slow. But once he joined the band and we kind of got the idea to do an album, it kind of just went quick, and songs came together a lot quicker.
Was it 10?
Yes.
Shut up!
Oh, sorry. On this record, especially, some of my influences for vocals, at least, were obviously like Perfect Circle, Tool, just a bunch of Maynard stuff. For the clean, all my clean vocals, and then when I do screams, it's usually Lamb of God, you know, Randall Blythe.
He did it again.
Oh god, he's dying. Ew.
You killed him. You killed him.
He's actually drowning. He's literally drowning. I made him.
Thank you.
Then back to 175, I think.
Doesn't it like get progressively faster?
No, it's just speeds up loud.
Our plans for the album are like...
Is this monkey?
What is it? I don't know how to answer this question. We don't have any albums yet. The recording process so far has been pretty smooth and pretty easy. There's not been any bumps in the road yet. Hopefully there will not be.
So, a little bit of backstory with my involvement with Dirtnap is actually I've known his father and mother for many years, met them in the real estate world. And so they called me one day, said that, you know, their son and their band Dirtnap wanted to record an album. And I was very excited, so I took the time, went up to a band practice, and my first impression, you know, I came down to the basement, had them run through a few songs, and it was incredible. It was just a lot of raw talent, and I sat down with them on the couch, discussed what they wanted in the album, what they were thinking, and they all seemed just extraordinarily excited, which got me excited. So my first impression was just a lot of musicians that were excited about a project, and I wanted to be a part of it.
Plans for the album, we want people to be able to hear us besides just live, so they can hear us on Spotify or any of the large streaming services, so more than people than just locals can know about us besides just social media or live.
Does the red flashing light mean that's off?
The music on this album is it's not really one style per se. It's kind of all around the place, because what we did, like we didn't write songs just for this album. We kind of took all the songs that we had written, so it's like more like a variety of songs. And there's a couple heavy ones, but then there's a couple like lighter ones and softer ones. So it's pretty all around cool album. Dylan sucks.
Well,
I hate Dylan MCNULTY.
No, it wasn't.
It's been a while that we've been writing. They've all been writing since like years ago. But when I joined in October, it kind of it got a lot faster, and we started writing a lot more. And so now we have 9 songs and a full album.
The writing slash
Just open it and
writing
open it and, like,
process has been recorded.
Hold it up.
Zach, you're making this so difficult.
Sorry.
Dylan!
I've been in Europe for the past 2 weeks, so I haven't been able to record or do anything related to the album yet, but I'm excited to start doing that. What? That was Get out of here. I just write riffs when I'm feeling like any emotion. I'm gonna write a riff, and that riff is gonna reflect what I felt in that moment. So when I want a song to feel a certain way, I pick a riff from when I felt like how I want that song to feel.
For this album, numerous influences from classics like Zakk Wylde or like Randy Rhoads to some lighter influences. But even just by people around me, I've been inspired to do certain things.
My favorite song's probably Your Wrath, because the opening and the rest of the song were written like almost a year apart. So it's so funny to have a song that's like something I wrote when I was like 12, not 12, like 13, and then something I wrote when I was 14, like put together and have it like flow. So I just think that's really cool.
Is everything up to everyone? I feel like right here
It's like.
Alright, let's put that all in. Let's do the whole section again and get that in there.
Hold on. I'll play Gray.
What note do you think that is?
What, this one? Hold on. The string?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. This string
Q
keeps
string?
falling. Let me put it back. There we go. Oh, what the heck? It's literally not working.
Shoot. I keep Vincent because, yeah, purple.
Wait, like what kind of thumbs up? Like thumbs up? Thumbs up? Or like...
Or like thumb.
Yeah,
thumb
cool
tower,
thumbs up.
Thumb
Cool
stew.
thumbs up.
Thumb lawnmower.
Awesome. That's like metal. It's like rock and roll.
Audio engineering, I've done on and off for upwards of 10 years in many capacities. I've done live sound, I've done mixing, I've done help engineer recording and productions. And it helps with my band because, you know, as a kid growing up in a band and not having access to thousands and thousands of dollars to record, we had to get creative and figure out ways to do it on our own for cheap. And this was before a lot of, you know, the plugins and the programs of today. So with my band, you know, we went through many years of just trial and error until the point we're at now, where we do all the demos ourselves, we record everything, and then once we're ready, we just take it to our producer, everything that we've recorded here, take it to the producer, finish it up, and it's great. So, you know, the band, being in a band and being an engineer are really hand in hand nowadays.
By the way, also, I have complimentary for the party.
Presenting yourself like this to like the whole...
Okay, so we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna be safe. No rolling doobies on.
come in, like you don't
Yeah,
do anything. It's just like going out. Alright, sweet.
I was like,
What?
no, I just keep messing up. That's weird.
Pre-chorus?
Yeah.
Is this the chorus?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alright, try this.
But I.
I'm not gonna make it to recording and back on E. Actually, I probably would, but I'm not gonna test it.
So right now we're going to Wawa. Because Dan's on fucking empty.
This is my credit card number 2.
Filling her up. Filling her up. Yep, yep. Yep, yep. Open up truck. Filling her up. Yep, 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 yep. I think we can get them all done today.
I don't know.
We need more content. Studio is 90% tweaking, 10% playing.
We are not sponsored by Warwick.
Entry.
How's bass going so far?
Who wants to know? Bass is going.
I love rock.
How's bass going?
Bass is going pretty good.
We are currently recording bass guitar for the Dirtnap album Apollo Sin.
That's fake.
Air conditioner. When I was little, me and my dad were installing our air conditioner, and I saw it, and I was trying to help him, and I was like 6, so I rubbed my finger across it, and it was sharp, and I cut my finger, and I had to go get a Band-Aid.
Huge. Huge.
We just got done recording about 4 songs on bass.
So I just got done working on the interlude track for Gray. It's just gonna precede it on the album. I wanted a very home-like sound to it, you know, just like you're in your room playing through your amp. Just like I wanted it to sound very intimate and personal. So what I did was I just took a room mic, put it in the middle of my room, played my keys for my orange. The tone, not much to say about it. It was pretty much just a barely dirty tone, just enough gain to where if you play an interval, it'll start to break up. So, not much to say about that. The guys just got done all the guitar stuff and all the bass and all the drums, so now that just leaves everything that I'm doing, which is vocals and the interlude tracks. So it's exciting stuff.
All right, cool. Yep. So that one we got. Well, all right, cool. Right off the bat, that never happens. All right, so yeah, like I said, we'll just jump right into it. Something like that?
No.
Okay. Do you want to for a couple minutes, just kind of so you're not just jumping right into it?
Maybe.
Cute. Check.
Check, check, check.
Fix.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Oh, I won't listen to them. I'll keep them from my head. They're trying to control me. Well, I just won't care. Waste lives away will never amount to anything. That's what people say. Everything has turned a shade of gray, but only for today. Waste lives away will never amount to anything. That's what people say.
I like the undertone of his voice there. I'm gonna save that part, and if we want to use it, I can mix it in later. So we'll do.
Sun has consumed everything, swallowed whole, never be again.
Wait, can I do it like with this?
What's that?
Can I like practice?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So I'll loop that section, and like I said, I mean, you could take his idea that he has, but like if you're feeling your thing, like just vibe with it. Don't feel, 100% obligated to do it exactly.
I've been singing ever since I was little, but I started singing seriously when I was probably like, not like seriously, but when I was like in 3rd grade, I think. I sang with my friend at like open mics and things. But then I joined School of Rock and I started like doing my own thing. And about like, that started at like 7th grade, so. I got into music from my dad, primarily. Like he would just always play stuff when I was little. And that's how I really got into the whole music scene. It just like means a lot to me.
That's my process. Is I get together with the band, I discuss their vision for the band, for the album. You want to make sure everyone's on the same page, and I want to make sure I'm on the same page and I'm the right person for the gig. So we sat down, as I mentioned, with the band, discussed what they would like out of the album, what they were thinking. We took that, thought process, we had them all together in a room, and we started from the bottom. We started with the drums. Drums are the most important. You have to get them right immediately, or else the rest of the recording, like a poorly designed house. If you don't have a great structure, the rest of the house, no matter how pretty on the outside, it's not structurally sound. So musically, if you don't have a great foundation with the drums and the bass, things tend to fall apart. So I stressed that urgency, I stressed that importance to the band, and we came here, we went through a few days, a few sessions to hash out the drum parts. We dialed them in, I had them all programmed, and then once we got it exactly where we liked, we moved on to the bass. We had Zach in, he took no time to get through the bass, and we were doing 9 songs, so 9 songs is a tall order, especially when you want to focus and make sure every song is great. when you're trying to get through a lot of songs, you tend to lose track of, you know, each individual song and its special, you know, its uniqueness. So we try to take great care to, you know, in tones that we were choosing, in approaches, how we're recording it, whether or not you're using a fingers or pick. So each song, though, you know, we took time to deliberate on what we wanted it to sound like. So once we got the drums and bass, you know, moved on with the guitars, and I will say Dirtnap has some top-notch shredding guitarists. So that was fun. That was a great process to just, you know, go through, and I really honestly didn't have much to do as far in the way of engineering and producing. I just let them, I hit record and let them go, and it was great. And then we just finished up vocals. Vocals was, you know, a wonderful experience. Can't say enough about Dylan in the booth. You know, he was just a trooper. Went in there, got the parts. You know, when we had to stack the vocals, you know, it was just one after the other, one after the other. You know, the screams sound incredible. And you know, now we're here at the point where everything's finished. I think we just have some acoustic to lay down, and now I put the final touches on it, get it mixed, and hopefully everybody watching this video will be hearing it.
That's about eating your meat.
Fuck vegan.
No.
Joe Connelly is vegan. I'm not. Can we get a bass player back? Yeah.
I met the guys probably about a year ago, I'd say. Like, some of them I knew before that time, but that's like an approximate, I guess. I met them through School of Rock and just like being in shows with them, and you know, I got to know them that way.
Wait, hold on. I gotta think of what I'm gonna say.
Dude, get the cement off your shoes.
This whole album.
What?
Just go on this side. It's been so cool to see this whole process of like from the beginning, since like I guess since we started writing this material to now, like how far even just the songs themselves have come, and just like all of us as a band and as people, how much we've grown since the beginning of this whole thing. It's like insane. I'm really excited for the release of this album.
3 minutes. 3 minutes.